Well, welcome to the first week of our season of Creation 2024 study, Creation in the New Testament. And this video is preparation for the Zoom study of the first week, which is going to take place 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 4th of September. Now, our theme this week is light. And our Genesis reading is, well, it's literally the first 5 verses of the Bible. Genesis 1, verses 1 to 5, the story of the first day. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Now we're going to take that reading, and against that reading, we're going to compare and contrast the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verses 12 to 19. Once again, Jesus spoke to the people and said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life." So the Pharisees said to him, "You're testifying about yourself. Your testimony is not valid." And Jesus replied, "Even if I testify about myself, my testimony is valid, because I know where I came from and where I am going. But you do not know where I came from or where I'm going. You judge according to the flesh. I judge no one. But even if I do judge, my judgment is true, because I am not alone. I am with the Father who sent me. Even in your own law, it is written that the testimony of 2 people is valid. I am one who testifies about myself, and the Father who sent me also testifies about me." "Where is your Father?" they asked him. "You do not know me or my Father," Jesus answered. "If you knew me, you would know my Father as well." Now, those are our 2 main readings for this week. But if you want to read more about this theme of light in the Bible, then let me suggest some additional texts that you may wish to have a little browse of before we meet on Wednesday. There is, of course, what is often called the prologue to John's Gospel, chapter 1, the first 18 verses, where John clearly links back to the creation narrative in the opening verse, where John says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God," and so on. But I want you to read it and see in particular what those first 18 verses tell us about our theme of light, because there are lots in there about the light. Now, if you want to look at something in the Old Testament, then a very useful reading is Isaiah chapter 9, verses 1 to 7. The famous quote from this is, "The people living in darkness have seen a great light." And that is quoted and alluded to in many other parts of the Bible, but probably most famously in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 4, in reference to the beginning of Jesus' ministry. But Isaiah chapter 9 gives you the full quotation. And then, of course, there is the first letter of John, the letter rather than the Gospel, 1 John chapter 1, verses 5 to 10, which is a passage that refers to walking in the light. Now, each week we might not be able to get it into the Bible study itself, but I'm sure you want to know something about how this theme ultimately resolves itself. So we're going to give you a new creation reading as well. And before I give you this, I'll just note that if you're really diligent about the new creation and the theme of light, then you'll also want to read the whole of Isaiah chapter 60. It's the whole chapter. I'm not going to go into it now. I'll leave that for you to read if you're interested. But it has also a famous takeaway line, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." And it's really part of explaining this future for creation that finds its fulfillment in the book of Revelation. Now, if you're going to the book of Revelation, then our new creation text is from Revelation chapter 21. It's a description of the New Jerusalem, which is also echoed in the final chapter of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 5. But here is Revelation 21, verses 22 to 25. "But I saw no temple in the city, because the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. And the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it, because the glory of God illuminates the city, and the Lamb is its lamp. By its light the nations will walk, and into it the kings of the earth will bring their glory. Its gates will never be shut at the end of the day, because there will be no night there. And into the city will be brought the glory and honor of the nations, but nothing unclean will ever enter it, nor anyone who practices an abomination or a lie, but only those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life." Well, I hope you enjoy this week's study. I look forward to seeing you online. And just a reminder that it's Wednesday, the 4th of September at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom, and get the link from your local church steward or from Deacon Doe or from myself. God bless you. I look forward to us gathering together in the name of Christ. Bye.